Hi everyone, Bobbie LaPorte here again with my weekly tip for your best next move, where I help you have more agency in your work, acknowledge your capacity to act, and see what you can do right now. So over the past 17 months of producing this weekly vlog, I can't believe it's been that long, I've shared some tips on how to have a more effective working relationship with your boss, an often frustrating and vexing challenge for many of us, at least once, if not multiple times during our careers. And why is that? Well, clearly our managers play a significant role in our careers. And while we work in a more egalitarian environment now, we all still work for someone. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not. Bosses can play multiple roles for us. They can be a mentor, an advisor, a guide, a teacher, a sponsor, an obstacle remover, a cheerleader, just to name a few. If you have a boss who fills one or more of those roles, consider yourself fortunate. In my experience, it doesn't happen very often. In my 30 plus years in corporate America, I can think of one manager, only one, who filled that role. And he was one of those I'd walk through walls for him kind of person, because he clearly would do that for me. But let's be real. Most of the time, our managers fall far short of the ideal, or at least of what we'd like. Recent surveys show that more than 60% of workers feel that the relationship with their boss has deteriorated during the pandemic. And that is truly, truly sad, because this was a time when we had every reason to be empathetic and to be vulnerable, to reach out to people and see what they were doing, and really feeling, just because you could. So what do you do if you have a boss who's somewhere in the middle? Someone who responds when you need help, but doesn't take the initiative to go to bat for you, to advocate for you, to help you get better in your job. In other words, someone who's invested in your success. Well, the good news is that the playing field has leveled in a way that your success does not depend on one person anymore. And with the complex problems that organizations need to solve, it is now more important than ever that you reach across and up into the organization to tap into the skills and expertise of others who can help you. People who can share you can share your goals and accomplishments with, who can benefit from your strengths and what you do well. Others who can see your value and become advocates for you in the organization. It means knowing your value and matching it with the needs of others and creating a shared platform of success. They need you as much as you need them. So here's my tip. Number one, don't expect much from a boss who is not actively interested in your success or advocating for you. Keep him or her informed of what you're doing. Make sure you're aligned on expectations. You want to make sure they're at least in a neutral position with respect to you. Maybe not advocating for you, but not blocking you either. And second, as I said before, know your value. And this includes your skills and your strengths, but most importantly, the impact of your work, which is something we often overlook. Then identify 3 to 4 people in the company who you think could possibly benefit from what you do well. Explore collaboration with them, or at least sharing your work and your accomplishments. Remember, the definition of self-promotion is sharing your successes with people who matter. You might be surprised at where you can create allies, maybe even advocates in the organization, while also building visibility and influence that can be really important career-enabling skills. As always, I want 2021 to be a year of momentum for you, one of possibility thinking that takes advantage of the agency we sometimes forget we have. So that's my tip for the week. Have a good one, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next Monday.